Welcome everyone to KH Nation TV's Fight Flix, where we're going to tell you about movies that deal expressly in martial arts that we think you should watch at least once. Today we're going to talk about 1989's martial arts classic, The Best of the Best, starring Philip Rhee, Eric Roberts, and James Earl Jones. In the perfect world of 1989 action movies, great martial artists from all over the country are being invited to try out for the U.S. National Karate Team, a team that will be competing against the nondescript nation of Korea. The team consists of Tommy, as played by Philip Rhee, Alexander, as played by Eric Roberts, Travis, as portrayed by Christopher Penn, and Sonny and Virgil. The team is helmed by hard-nosed head coach Frank Kuzo, as played by James Earl Jones, and begin on a journey to discover themselves as warriors and learn to compete as a team. Tommy, as the film's main protagonist, is haunted by the memory of his brother dying in a tournament identical to the one that he is competing in. Like any good movie about teams, the aforementioned teams struggle to become a cohesive unit, with their individual personalities needing to be overcome. Would it be a movie in the 1980s without a badass training montage? Absolutely not, and Best of the Best has one of the best, that pun entirely intended. As the team comes together, internal struggle threatens to derail the entire focus. Tommy realizes that he can't fight Daehan, the man that killed his brother in the tournament, without killing him. And Alex's son is in a car accident, with Coach telling him that he can't leave to tend to him. In the final aha moment of team cohesiveness, the rest of the team approaches Coach Kuzo and tells him that they need everyone to win. Cue the heartfelt music and tickets for Korea are redeemed. The competition is exactly how you'd hoped it would be. Dramatic, the antagonist is getting the advantage at every turn and our heroes can't seem to catch up. The first two fights go to the Korean adversaries, and it's not until Travis, who has undergone a complete personality transformation, begins showing heart that the American team has any sort of chance. At the end of Travis's fight, he fails to win the tie-breaking brick smashing competition, but we see him as an emotional human being. Alex sets up the fight and the American hopes of winning have their flames fanned. Alex takes the lead and it seems like victory is certain until the shoulder injury that kept him in retirement before the movie began rears its ugly head. The moral of the story is heart and determination, and Alex continues to fight with his arm taped to his chest. Thanks to a jumping front kick, Alex Grady keeps the United States in competition. The final fight has everything an 80s action movie could hope for: struggle, torment, and a boiling need to avenge a brother's death. Tommy and Daehan, played by actual brothers Philip and Simon Rhee, put on one of the best choreographed fight sequences in action film history. Tommy struggles to remain competitive, but eventually earns the upper hand. As Tommy struggles to not become a killer, Daehan becomes human, and not the ruthless killer that he'd been portrayed the entire film. In the final moment, Tommy is given the chance to participate in the ultimate game of Would You Rather. He can capture victory, but he'd have to kill Daehan. He can also spare a life, but his team would lose. Morality wins, folks, and Daehan is free to menace another action movie on another day. But wait, Daehan, in a complete reversal of character, apologizes to Tommy and offers himself as his brother. Lessons were learned, feelings were felt, roll credits. Cons? Well, the film actually centers on Taekwondo competition and uses the word karate so that the audience won't have to be burdened by the minutia of the actual name of the martial art that was developed hundreds of miles away from where karate was developed. Team Korea seems like they can't make up their mind if they're Northern or Southern Korean. In the training montage, they are very totalitarian, but the competition takes place in Seoul. If Tommy's so haunted by the memory of his brother being killed, well then why compete in this one? The movie really shoehorned Daehan's transformation with very little character development. He's an ice-cold killer in one moment, and then he's a decent guy in the next. Pros? Well, the Iceman Chuck Liddell endorses this movie as his favorite. Are you gonna argue with the Iceman? The action was very nicely packed, and none of the fight scenes felt labored or drawn out. The training montage was on point. As much as the Korean fighters didn't get character development, the American fighters did. Two sides of a coin, right? In conclusion, I bought my copy of the DVD in the Walmart value bin. The movie's worth a lot more than what I paid for it. Best of the Best and Best of the Best 2 are two good action films that stayed right in their genre wheelhouse. If you're looking for a good action movie that doesn't drag on, Best of the Best would be one of my top recommendations.
Let's go! Ah!